4 and 17.
Is that one now, yeah?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Ephesians 4 and 17. This I say therefore, and testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their minds.
In the vanity of their mind, the way you used to carry, the way you used to hang around, the things that you used to do with your boys in the world.
Yeah.
Or with your family members, Christmases and birthdays and all kinds of madness. The things that you used to do with your boys, you know. And that's why when you come into this truth, man, you know, you start to become alone a lot, man. You know. The brother was saying the other time, and he gets comfort when he's around brothers, man.
That's right,
okay?
man. Because listen, if I could just say, I mean, my life now, I just go to work and I come home, and the only time I see anyone is when I see the prophets here, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know? Because when you're sitting there with your, I've been around guys I used to know when I was in the truth, man. When you're sitting around with them, and it's like everything, the things that they come out of their mouths, and the arguments that they're arguing about, and the things that they like, you'll be like, come on, man, what the fuck is this shit, man? You know? You don't want to be, that's why you start to separate yourselves from the people that you knew, and you start to have new friends now, man. Okay, the ones that, you know, the ones that are in the faith of the Lord, man.
Yeah.
Okay?
Ultimately, we can't be doing the things that they're doing, man, because they're just doing wickedness.
Yeah. Because everything that they're doing, Scripture say, can two works together and this will agree.
Yeah.
So everything that they are into, you're not going to agree with that, man.
No.
You know?
All in agreement.
You're not going to agree with that, man.
Verse 18, it says, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of Yahweh, through the ignorance that is in them, because of the blindness of their heart.
Because the Lord blinded them. So that's why it's hard for you to sit with the scriptures, trying to teach somebody that. I tried that, man. I'll have disagreements with guys that I know, opening up the scriptures, and regardless of what I do, man, it's like they'll just want.
It just flies over them.
Flies right by, man.
Flies over.
I'll bring out the scriptures after scripture after scripture, until, you know, eventually they start calling you black supremacist or whatever, you know. Eventually they don't want to deal with you anymore now, man. Because why? Because they are blinded. That's why you gotta understand. You are woken up, not them, man. You know, the Lord has not taken everybody. He's woken you up and blinded the rest of your friends. So the only thing you can do now is just start to cut them off now, man.
But brother, use yourself as an example.
Yeah.
The same way how you woke up quickly is the same way other brothers wake up quickly too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, in a different period of times, obviously, but when you heard the word, it's something that's clicked. You know what I'm saying? Nobody have to come and tell you about 15 times a month of telling you or 2 months of telling you. No.
Sometimes it'll be simple scriptures, man.
It could be a simple thing.
Don't eat pork, man. You can break down not to eat pork, man, simply in the scriptures, man. But you just nah, man.
But the thing is, we're not here to convert anyone, man. We're just doing the will of the Heavenly Father, that's it. Whatever else happens after that is the Lord's will.
Yeah.
We're just doing what we're supposed to do.
All of us brothers here, like the Spirit brought us together, man. I didn't come and knock on your door or your door.
No.
All we know is we're here together, like we read in Baruch, being gathered back together by the word of the Holy One. You know? Let's go to that.
Verse 19, it says, who being past feeling have given themselves over unto lasciviousness, to work all uncleanness with greediness. But ye have not so learned Yahawashi.
So when you come into the truth, man, you become a different spirit, man. Something about you changes now. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, if so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahawashi.
When you wake up to this truth now, you start to learn about Yahawashi. The spirit of Yahawashi starts to sup with you. Okay? You start to learn things that you never knew in the world, man. Okay? And the person, if so be that you become that person, go ahead.
It says that ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt, according to the deceitful lusts, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which after Yahweh is created in righteousness and true holiness.
So you that old guy, that old nigga that you were, you put that away now. Why? Because you become now a new man in Yahawashi.
Yeah.
That's why brothers got beards on their face. That's why brothers don't get lined up in their heads, man. Okay? That's why brothers don't sack their pants. Okay? Brothers don't eat pork.
Yeah.
Alright? Because you become a new man, a new creature, man. There's brothers that will tell you, man, that say, oh, I used to love pork. You know? I used to love to do this and this, man. But now, Like I can't even touch that. I don't even like the smell of it.
Touch it, man.
You know, I don't even like to smell it now.
Brother, even when it comes on television and you see like pork, like farmers, I turn my head. I just don't even look. I didn't want to look at it much less.
Exactly.
On a serious note,
You just go there looking at things, you see pork, just keep it moving, man.
Yeah.
You know, and pork is very cheap as well. So Jack eats it a lot, man. It's very, very cheap compared to lamb and other things. You know, and then you find it even reduce the price a little bit more. You know, Jack is gonna pack their fridge with it, man. You know, but the new man will tell you, man, that you're not supposed to touch any of those things. Okay.
It says, wherefore putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbour, for we are members one of another.
Nice, brother.
That's why you don't lie to brothers, man. That's why if you're not coming to camp for whatever reason, give the exact reason.
Yeah.
Don't be deceitful, man. My child is sick, man. When you're there in the pub somewhere with your girl, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can I make a point? Those guys, again, those retrobate guys that are coming against the apostles, it was with GMS, but they was behaving like niggers among the brotherhood, lining up their hair, when they got kicked out, they were sending texts to brothers under the law saying, if you had a girl, I'll fuck your girl and all that, right? So the reason why the apostles are coming so hard at them is because this has been building up over a couple of months. They've been doing these things.
Yeah, so it's a cut to go.
Yeah, so when they got kicked out, that's when they started to really show their resentment and go at GMS, and they let them go under the radar for a little while, doing their little sly little comments. You know when someone's resentful after you've reproved them?
Yeah.
And it's making comments, and now their videos started to get more and more about going against GMS.
You see?
So they started to lose their own titles for the videos and start slighting GMS.
Yeah.
So the apostles have been allowing them, letting them go, and then now they're coming. Now we're going hard on them now, sending curses. He told the brothers to send curses.
Yeah.
It's not because of just happened. It's been building up.
That's it.
But he's been patient with them.
It catches up with you, man.
Right.
You can lie to brothers about something as much as you want, you know, but eventually, man, the spirit reveals you, man.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not brothers that you're lying to me. You're lying to the Lord, you know. Yeah, I read that.
1 Peter 4:17, it says, for the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh, and if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh?
So judgment must first begin at the house of Yahweh.
Nice,
okay. So this, but like the brother said, man, they've been doing it for a while now, right? Picking up, and then now look, man, the Lord has revealed them now. Okay.
Yeah.
That's now they are marked for death now. Brothers are putting curses on them. Okay. Those are examples now which the Lord's gonna show now. To, you know, when He puts his foot up their asses.
Yeah.
Brother, that just shows that everything is spiritual.
Everything is spiritual.
Everything is spiritual.
You know?
Yeah.
That's why it's speak about examining yourself.
That's
Always check yourself all the time.
All the checking,
You know?
all the time.
Right, and also it says, verse 18, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? So basically, man, you know, none of us out here, we don't know if we're going to be saved or not. We don't know if we're part of the elect, man. So we're just out here trying to do the best we can, man. But if you're wicked, there's no hope for you, man.
Right.
Because, you know, a guy can act as much as you want. In front of the brothers, you're there, you're acting on fire and putting out the scriptures that you know. But at the end of the day, man, when you look at yourself in your spirit, man, are you truly sincere, man? You know, are you doing this? Are you really sincere about this thing? Okay, everything that you say, because anybody can say, don't commit adultery. Apostle Paul said it, man. But then as soon as you go from the brothers there, that's exactly what you're doing, man.
Yeah.
Don't be a nigger, and that's exactly what you're doing. You know? I get 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. Alright? That's why the Apostle Gabawa says, man, the first person you have to teach is yourself first.
Yeah.
You know? You gotta begin with yourself first, man. Check yourself first, man. You know?
Yeah. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself.
Honest, that's where you have to start, man. You gotta be all the hell honest with yourself, man.
Listen, man, we're in the flesh. This is why the scripture's here, man. Because sometimes brothers can get a little bit, you know, go off a little bit, you know.
Get carried away.
And you have to be honest about yourself on that situation. Okay, I went off on that one, man.
Yeah.
You pray to the Lord, you know, and if you're gonna ask, speak to brothers about it, speak to brothers about it.
Yeah.
You know? I would hate to stand here after all this time and to find out I was just acting.
God,
You know what I'm saying? You know, I would hate to find out I was just acting, man. You know, go home and then knowing full well in my mind I'm just acting.
Oh, that's...
You know, and then come back again next week and then act some more. And then, you know, it carries on so much and then you know, you only do it in front of brothers.
If you're doing that, you truly have no faith.
Yeah.
You know the Lord's watching.
You know, so every time when you ask yourself, I hope I'm doing this because
In all sincerity, in all sincerity.
It's really in my spirit to do this. You know?
This is 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. It says, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith.
Wow.
Examine yourself whether
Right.
ye be in the faith. You yourself examine yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Prove your own selves.
Prove your own self.
Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahawashi Hamashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates.
See, it says, know ye not your own self, man.
Yeah.
Okay, when you check yourself right there, man, when you go home, like they say, brother, saying guys are only Israelites on the Saturday. What about the Sunday and the Monday, man? What are you doing there, man? You know? Somebody give you a bacon sandwich, man. It's so good, man. You know, as long as nobody sees me, I'm just gonna eat it anyway, man.
Right.
You know? So something you gotta always start with yourself first, man. You know, start with your own mind.
It's interesting. Remember Yaradan?
Yeah, I was thinking, that's a spirit up, because I was thinking of that.
But I use him, Yaradan. He's the one that was in where was it again? Atlanta. But he was a very good teacher. The point is that the point is he was very good at rebuke too. And cut long story short, I've noticed all the with the other ones that we was in that nigger camp. Yeah, now we're in GMS. They're all very good at rebuking, calling out our niggas. Niggas, you're a nigger, but it come back on him now. The finger pointer, because they call him, you're a finger pointer. Remember they done the rebuke, finger point. The good finger point is they're not addressing themselves.
Yeah.
That's the point. What the brothers are saying. We are our worst enemy. So that finger pointing, calling out other niggas, you know, and you're not addressing yourself, you know. So that's the point. It came back on him, man. It was finger pointing to hide what he was up to, extortioning brothers, and that's a serious thing to be able to. It's a bad sign that brothers let you do that too, because it means that they're not being showing discernment and they were following men, and that's what you're not supposed to do. Right. If you allow that to happen, then you're following man. So there's two lessons in there, and the one guy in overboard finger pointing, you ain't teaching yourself first.
Give me a second.
Yeah, and all the other ones that went off. Even that other one, yeah, the last camp I was in, I don't want to mention the name. Very good. Don't mention the name. The very good teachers. You have to be careful too sometimes. You know, eloquent words and all that. You know. Sometimes it might was just as what the brother said. Go and check yourself and ask yourself questions. Your weaknesses. I remember when I went into sports. Went into the gym, they started throwing medicine ball. Everybody got medicine ball. Right. And I was the smallest in there. They didn't allow me because I was the smallest in there. They throw the same power on me same way. You know what I mean? So don't expect no preferential treatment, man. Yeah.
Romans 2 and 21. Thou therefore which teachest another.
Thou therefore which teacheth another.
Teachest thou not thyself?
So you that teaches somebody else, do you not teach yourself first? Okay. Go ahead.
Thou that teachest a man should not steal, dost thou steal? Thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery, dost thou commit adultery? Thou that abhorrest idols, dost thou commit sacrilege?
Okay, that's going back to being a hypocrite, man. Okay, where you teaching others, don't do this, don't do that, man. And then afterwards, when you go away, you're doing the exact same thing that you're rebuking people from doing, man. Okay? Don't steal, brothers, and then you go and steal. Don't commit adultery, and then that's exactly what you're doing behind closed doors, man. Okay? Because scripture say about how every hidden thing shall be brought to light, if I'm not saying it correctly. You know? Yeah. There's nothing done in secret that should not be revealed. You know? That's why you have to check, because remember, man, everybody's doing this for their salvation, man. You know? We are all here doing this for our own salvation. So it's no, you know? That's why we're all here prophesying, teaching, okay? And then at the end of the day, we want to see a righteous reward. Because I think you could have been doing all this for nothing. Wow. You know?
I remember the scripture about you must pull the mote out of your own eye first.
Yeah.
Wow, good, man. If you can get that, man.
What is it? Beam.
Yeah. That's a very good one, See, you always gotta remember, man, it's not brothers you're trying to convince. It's the Heavenly Father, man.
Yeah.
You know?
One of the IUIC members is now doing some time now. You heard about that? Bezalel, I think his name is. Extortioning people in his own camp, IUIC. Now he's in. Huh?
Guy Kanai.
Right. Yeah.
Robbed the guy's house.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Took everything out. That's a demon. That's a heavy demon.
Matthew 7:3. It says, "And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye?" Matthew 7:1. "Judge not, that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged."
With what judgment you judge, you shall be judged. Meaning what? The judgment that you give somebody else, you're gonna be judged of the same.
Right.
Especially if you're being a hypocrite, man. See, for example, man, you can judge somebody by a righteous judgment. Okay? Listen, brother, you gotta stop doing that, man. Okay? Because that's what that brother is doing. Not because you're being wicked, but it's just that's what that brother does, and you correct them in the scriptures. You know? Go ahead.
"And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye?"
Meaning going what, man? You can see that something off with another brother, but you don't see what's off with your own self, man. You know? You're quick to say, this brother does, this brother that, but you don't see your own hypocrisy, man. Okay? You don't see yourself everything that you do wrong. Okay? And there's many brothers that are examples of that, man. Okay, the brothers in Town Israelites, they were quick to give brothers judgments, man. You know, because those guys, they wanted the power seat in the camp, man.
Yeah.
That Nazariah, that's why he took a whole bunch of them, and now he's became the supreme leader now. You know? So that's why he's looking for from the beginning. And now the Lord has taken all that he had.
Yeah.
Chariots taken away. The missiles taken away.
You can't judge another brother if you're doing wickedness yourself, man. It's hypocrisy, man.
Hell, like hypocrisy, man. Was that on that?
No, yeah, I mean, it says that. It says. It says, "Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye? Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam of thine own eye, then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote of thine brother's eye." So you have to, like the scriptures have said previously, you have to examine yourself, man. So if you're looking at yourself, you're doing things that you're supposed to be doing according to the law, and such as the commandments, man, then you can look at another brother and you can judge that brother, man. But if you're doing wicked shit, basically, you can't be telling another brother what to do, man. That's why you've got these Christians and these other worldly people walking around saying only God can judge me, man. Because they don't understand that, man.
Yeah.
You can be judged, man. You can judge all sorts of things out here, man. You can judge if someone's doing something wrong. It's all common sense in this world, man. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, the scripture's telling you, you have to look at what you're doing before you can judge another brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See if you can. Let me get another one.
That's why there's wisdom in all the brothers. You can relate to all the brothers in all the camps, because they're men just like you, been through things like a lot of the Akim them, even the top man, like the apostles. They've been through a lot of hard knocks, locked up, trials and tribulations, tried and tested, all different backgrounds. So you can't say that, they're too high. Well, I can't be like them. You know what I mean? You can relate to them. You can relate to them because they're normal man, just like us in the flesh. It's like that.
Yeah, I finished that. We're done with that. Yeah, so I was just talking about how obviously you can't be judging other brothers, man, unless you're examining yourself, like we said previously, man. Yeah. It's hypocrisy. The Lord hates hypocrisy, man. Yeah. And that's what this world's full of as well, man. Especially when you look at the laws of Esau, man. He says one thing and he does another, man. Not to go off tangent, but that's where hypocrisy is at its biggest, man. Yeah.
Esau, man, the master, what's the word, man? The master deceiver, man.
Yeah, man, he's the master. Yeah, he's the master of hypocrisy, man. He wants to, especially if you look at the states, and this country would call itself a God-fearing country, just like America, man. God save the Queen and God bless America and all that bullshit, man. The Lord's not dealing with them, man. You can tell because the doctrines that they're trying to spread out there, there's nothing but hypocrisy going against the word of Yahawashi. Right.
Yeah.
Spreading their faggotry around the earth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Abortion laws, you know, and letting these wicked women kill innocent souls. You know, teaching the kids about all this transgenderism and all this stuff. Feeding you wicked food.
Yeah. They made it. If I could just say, they made it legal. In Taiwan.
Yeah, man. That's a good point, bro.
Strange.
That's one of the countries. A lot of them Asian countries ain't dealing with that stuff, man.
Yeah.
But that's how far that their doctrines, their wine, as the scripture says, reached, man. That you got places like Taiwan now are celebrating that they can do all these homosexual marriages.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah.
LGBT.
And that's how you know the time is near, man.
Yeah. Some of these so-called smaller Ghana, I think it's Ghana. One of them I was watching. One of the African countries now. They're talking about we should be more. I think they're heading in that direction. We shouldn't be what's the word? Homophobic. We shouldn't be, and they're trying to find laws where we shouldn't be so homophobic. Because you know that the so-called African countries are known to be against homosexuality. They're known to stand up for it. Now they're trying to say we should lighten down a little. You know what I mean? And be more.
Esau's got them countries by the balls, man.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing on the news.
So some of them countries they don't even have a choice, man. That's why Taiwan's probably got some sort of deal where they have to do that.
Because every time whenever Esau wants to bring that in any country, what they do is as soon as the leaders refuse, then Esau starts up a rebel group.
Wow.
Starts up a rebel group, starts funding them weapons and fight against their government, overthrow their government. Like in Libya. Libya is a good example of that, man. When Gaddafi wasn't coming off as leader, what did Esau do? They set up ISIS. You know? They set up ISIS, funded them all kinds of weapons, and then they overthrew Gaddafi, man. Because if you watch that video with Gaddafi being captured, the first thing they do is the first thing you see him, the first clip, the guy is alive, and then the next clip, the guy is got a bullet right between his eyes.
And he said to them, you know, what have I done to you? Because he hasn't done anything to them, man. Because those are insurgents there, man. If you look at, not to talk too much, but if you look at Gaddafi and what he had, the certain things he had in Libya for the people, there's a lot of good things that you don't even have in this country, man. Like free electricity, interest-free bank loans, money for agriculture, just things like that. You know what I'm saying? So when that man used to drive down the street, you could drive down the street in an open top car, people would run up to him to touch him, man. That's how much they revered that man, because he was doing his people right. And the main reason is because he was going to get rid of the US dollar out there, man. That's not one of the main reasons anyway.
Jeremiah 49:7. Okay. So that's because see, even in Libya, they had free education. And if you cannot afford a house, the government gave you a grant to buy a house, man.
Free healthcare.
Free healthcare.
Abroad as well.
You know?
Bloody hell.
So them Libyans, they were taken care of. They showed a picture of they showed a picture of Libya before and Libya after, man. That city was completely destroyed, man.
It's in disarray. Jeremiah 49:7 concerning Edom. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, his wisdom no more in Teman, his counsel perished from the prudent, is their wisdom vanished. Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him.
Those are all if you look up where Esau used to live, in Mount Seir, those were all towns of Esau, okay? So the Lord is giving them as analogy. But today, where is Esau dwelling? America, Europe, and loads of different countries around around the world. That's true. Okay, go ahead. So it says concerning Edom. So the Lord is not going to go to Timan there and look for Edom there, man. The Lord knows where Edom is today. Okay.
Verse 9, it says, if grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, will they not destroy till they have enough? So basically they're saying, Esau, man, he doesn't know when to stop, man. He takes and takes and takes wherever he goes, man. That's what he's about. He's never having enough.
That's the Lord giving an example, because what he's saying is when you go and gather grape, some fall to the ground, you leave some behind. Or if a thief breaks into your house, you take some and then you take as much as you can and you're out of that place. He says the Lord, when the Lord comes for Esau, he's not going to take a single one. Yeah. He's not going to come and take only just a few and leave some behind. He's coming to take all Edomites down.
That's right.
You know, he's coming for all of them. All right. So like, go ahead.
He says, if thieves by night, they will destroy it till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself.
Then the number one thing that the Lord has made Esau bear is knowing that they are the Edomites, so-called white people today. Right. You know, they are the Edomites. That's the biggest secret that they ever hid. Okay, they are secret places, man. For example, the Illuminati, they are secret conspiracies. Okay, if it wasn't for the internet, especially with the internet being here, if it wasn't for the internet, they would have tricked us into getting the chip without us ever knowing.
Blood, yeah.
You know, they would have carried on doing everything behind closed doors. Okay? Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah.
His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Leave thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me.
That's another woman right there.
It said, verse 12, for thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall go altogether unpunished. Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
And who was it that the judgment was never to drink of the fury of the Lord, man? Okay, Israelites, man. We were given the laws, and if we kept the laws and statutes and commandments, we would have never gone into slavery. Okay? We would never have been dying the way we die today. We would never have been at the bottom. Matter of fact, Deuteronomy.
I'm getting in now.
Okay.
Deuteronomy 28, starting at 1, it says, and it shall...
Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
We were a special people to the Heavenly Father, man. Okay, go ahead.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Above everybody on the face of the planet Earth. Alright? Go ahead.
It says the Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt.
And what's that oath? The oath that he made to Abraham, okay, to make us as the mountains, as the sands of the sea, to give us a land, okay, to make us kings and priests, okay, of which he made an agreement with Jacob again. All right. So we was as a nation. Jump down to verse 14. Okay, as a nation, we were supposed to be above everybody on the planet Earth, man. One of the the blessing Isaac gave to Jacob, man. Okay, to have servants underneath us, man. For all the people on the earth to bow down to us. Okay, read that.
Verse 14. 13. 14. Thou shalt be blessed above all people. There shall not be male nor female barren among you or among your cattle. And the Lord will take away from thee all sickness, and will put none of the evil diseases of Egypt, which thou knowest, upon thee, and will lay them upon all them that hate thee. And thou shalt consume all the people, which the Lord thy power shall deliver thee. Thine eye shall have no pity on them, neither shalt thou serve their gods, for that will be a snare unto thee.
Exactly. So if we kept if we didn't go after other gods and we kept our ways, right, our ways all the way, there would have never been barrens around among us. Okay, there would never been anybody sick. All right, our kingdom would have already been established already, man. Okay, but we kept on going up, and then the Lord go back to Jeremiah. Okay, and the Lord brought the punishment on us, completely broke us down as a nation, destroyed us, removed us from the land. Okay, to the point that now today, man, you know, only the rest of Jacob don't know they're Israelites, man. You know, that's all the Lord's fury, man.
They don't even appreciate it.
Yeah, far from them, and they'll Israelites themselves. They'll say anybody else can be the people of the Bible other than us. They see that as something that's far from them. That's how much low of the people get Jeremiah 4:17, I believe, and 4. You know, that's how far from a nation. That's far in the cases we've been.
And that shows you that if we're supposed to be discontinued from our heritage, how is it the people in Israel right now are claiming to be Jews?
Yes, that's it, man. Jews or Jewish. Well, no other tribes or nothing, man. You know.
You know, they apparently know who they are anyway. Jeremiah 17:4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
You know, so they're not saying we shall discontinue from our heritage. We'll be so far discontinued that now, man, it's far from sin. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, from the top. Anybody, even our own people, they are far from seeing that we are the people of the Bible. The other nations, they are far from seeing that we are the people of the Bible. Okay? That's why for all of us brothers that have come to the truth, the Lord has put a particular spirit in us, man.
Yeah.
Just so we can see it with our eyes and believe, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Listen, man, imagine you've got a nation calling themselves black, man.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Take a pride in it as well.
Yeah.
If I pull an Indian guy, I say, what color are you? You say Indian. If I say Chinese guy, what race are you? You say Chinese. If I put a Jackie, I say, what's your race? But they will tell me black. You know? And is that no confusion?
Yeah.
Indian, Chinese, but you're black. You know?
And that proves that there's an agenda behind that, because you got Sri Lankans who are darker than a lot of Jakes.
Yeah.
And they don't call themselves.
They won't say that.
They're as black as they're there.
They won't say that.
You know?
They won't say black. They won't say that.
Yeah.
But you know what he's gonna say? No, you're black and brown.
Yeah,
And I'm lighter than him, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They'll be as dark as their hair, man. They're motherfuckers.
Yeah, and it shows because you got intelligent, so-called intelligent mastermind, Mr. Smart, polite, Mr. Smart himself. He can't get out of that word, those words either. As much as he's very intellectual.
Polite.
Huh? Yeah, polite. So the conscious community, it shows that, as you said, it's an agenda. Because you would think that intelligent people would know better. Because when I was at school and there was a blackboard and a white chalk, I used to say to the teacher, why do you call black people black? We're not black. That's a blackboard there, and we don't look like that. So even at that age, I knew that we wasn't black people. I used to say to mum, I said, I'm brown. Don't call me. I'm brown skin. They said, what are you, half caste? I said, no, I'm brown. I was young, and I was just thinking about. Every now and then I think about that. So it just shows that those people, so-called intellectuals,